And we are live. Hi, everyone. It is So Get This, and I have a very, very, very special guest with us this evening, Ms. Jennifer Copping.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Oh.
We're so excited to have you. So Get This, and I have a very, very, very special guest with us this evening. It's supposed to mute. Ms. Jennifer Copping.
Hello, hello.
Why
Thanks for having me.
Very, very special. Thanks for coming.
Oh.
We're so excited to have you.
It's
So
not
Get This,
muting.
and I have a very, very, very special guest with us. There we go. That's like a running joke, and it happens to me almost every show.
Yeah, got it. Got it.
So,
hey, for
okay, so we're just gonna dive right in.
Okay.
All right, so you've done a huge variety of roles on television. You've been on iZombie, Becoming Redwood, Continuum, and there's something that we were just talking about a few minutes ago that I'm really, really excited to hear more about, Bed Bugs and Musical Love Story.
Yes.
And of course, Sandy Phelan on Supernatural in the episode The Things We Left Behind, in addition to the role you had in A Very Supernatural Christmas.
Yes.
What is your favorite role to date?
My favorite role to date. I had so much fun on this recent Supernatural, so it's definitely up there, I gotta say. But my favorite role would have to be Becoming Redwood, because my husband wrote and directed it. So some would say I'm just saying the politically correct answer.
You're so diplomatic.
No, but truthfully, it was the most challenging and the most exciting role I'd had as an actor. And, you know, it went on to win many awards and Film Fest awards, and I won a Best Actress award here in Vancouver. It's called The Lido. And it's such an honor, like, you know, as they say, to be nominated, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it was my first time being nominated, my first time winning something, and for something so special and so important to me and to him. And ultimately, everyone who sees the film is so moved by it. So it's, for sure, it's the truthful answer. And then this last Supernatural was really fun. And the role I did last year in a movie called My Sweet Audrina that just premiered. It's a V.C. Andrews movie.
Oh,
that was fun too. Yeah, it premiered 2 weeks ago on Lifetime.
Oh, okay.
That was a blast. Like, just so fun and so campy and just like almost soap opera, you know? And if you ever read V.C. Andrews books, you know what I mean. Like, it's, yeah. That was really fun.
So did you find it more challenging because when you were working on the film that your husband wrote and directed, did you find that to be more challenging because of the relationship, obviously, or did you find it easier because of that?
I'm going to go with easier because I knew exactly what he wanted. Like, we'd been developing this movie for so long in terms of how many drafts he had done. We were living in LA and he started to write it. And it was literally 10 years later that we got the money and got producers and made it. So if you can imagine, like, I read every draft. I was sort of inside that character and inside his mind of what he wanted for the whole vision of the movie. So, you know, it's like, I think it'd be different if I was a hired gun and he was my director. That might be a bit more tense. But no, this was just pure fun and art and just creativity, like the fruition of creativity. So it was great. Yeah.
What would your ideal role be? Or has that happened already?
Well, recently on stage, if you can believe this, I think I talked about this last time when I was with you ladies, on the other show we did. I had 2 theater roles this year that were both unbelievably challenging and exciting and kind of changed me as a person and as an actor. So the first one was a brand new play, but it's an adaptation of a Henrik Ibsen play called Little Eyolf. So it was called Indian Arm. And Indian Arm is an area and a body of water here on the West Coast, so not too far from where I live, actually. And so the playwright chose to set it there instead of where Henrik Ibsen had set his original play. And basically she was, you know, an alcoholic, her marriage is falling apart, her adopted native son is extremely mentally challenged, and because of something that we had done to him as a child by accident. So all this drama, right? And literally knock down, drag him out, fight in act 2, and crying, and just like an actor's dream and nightmare all rolled into one. And so that was intense, and I learned so much about myself as an actor and how far I could go. And then right after that, I got to play Jesus in Godspell. So they cast me as a female Jesus.
Oh, how epic is that?
It was epic. It was incredible. I just like had the best summer of my life playing Jesus. It's like, what?
How did that even happen? How did they approach you?
Well, that's one good thing when you've been around as long as I have. You start to know people and they know your talents. And the director was someone that I've known and worked with before on stage. She's an amazing actress and singer and has become a really incredible director with great vision. And she had a vision that her Jesus in this production should be female. Now, she didn't know for sure if it was going to work. So she brought me in. She brought me in, I think 2 or 3 other women that she thought could maybe do it, and then the equal number of men. And at the end of the day, she went, "You are our Jesus." And that's what happened. It was great.
Is there any way for us who have not had the pleasure of seeing that, getting our hands on it somehow?
You know what? Not the whole thing, because equity rules, yeah, like I can't even have a copy of it. But there are, if you go on artsclub.com.
Oh, I'm writing this down. Sorry. Artsclub.com.
That's the name of the theater company here in Vancouver, the Arts Club. If you go back through their archives of their promos for their shows, it was just this summer. They've got like a 2-minute clip of the show that they cut together with music. So you could see some of it that way. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, it's just a couple of minutes, but it's really, really cool. And I think Bedbugs is available online now too, but if it's not, I will send you the link, because when we talk about that, you're going to want to see it. Yeah. Yeah.
I totally need to see that. Wow. So you know what? I'm going to jump ahead.
Okay.
There was a question that you started to answer, which is something I was planning on asking you later on. Now, in my experience of talking with other actors, you know, I understand that there is a huge emotional component when you're crafting your character. Yeah. And my question is, have you ever had a role that's been such an emotional investment to you that you've walked away as a changed person? And I think you alluded to that just a moment ago.
Yeah. So I would say the play that I was talking about that I did last year at this time. It was just
that would be it.
Yeah, that one definitely, because I had the luxury of knowing quite in advance that I was going to be doing it. Like when we do film and TV stuff, usually, you know, when I did Supernatural, I would have auditioned for it on a Wednesday and been shooting by the Wednesday next, you know, like a week later.
Oh, wow. It moves that fast?
A few days later if they're under the gun or whatever, right? Wherever you end up in the schedule. I think with that one, it was about a week later. So, but with the play, I knew 6 months out that I was doing it. And so it gave me a lot of time to really focus in on what parts of myself I wanted to explore within that character. And so what I did was I took an acting class that I'd heard about that really focuses on breath work and kind of going deep inside with your breath to bring up past emotion, to bring up, like, it sounds like therapy, and it kind of is, but it's you're in charge of it, you know, like okay. the teacher isn't really pushing you one way or the other. They're just encouraging you to breathe or whatever. You might have text you're working on that at a certain point she would tell you to start saying your text or your monologue. But mostly it's your own self-led thing. So with that, what I discovered, I've had a fair number of people that I love die in my life, and had never really found a place to honor that in my work. And so within this process, because it was about death in the play, her father has just died, and then at the end of Act 1, her son dies. He drowns in the Indian Arm. And then so in Act 2, it's the grieving, right? And the shame and the punishment of the husband and blame and all that stuff. And I had a very dear friend who committed suicide coming up on 6 years ago. One of my best friends, someone I loved very much, and he just didn't want to be here anymore. And this process, I was able to, because in the play it alludes to that, did he fall in or did he go in on purpose? Did he commit suicide, the son? And so I had a chance to really explore my anger at that, my pain, my shame, like all the stuff that, like, in real life you're just too busy, but when it's for your work,
then you have to process it. You're forced
to, right? If you really want to understand it, you have to go there. And so I did, and it was the most powerful work I've ever done. And I get emotional just thinking about it, but some of the stuff was so healing and so powerful. And I got super sick just because I was crying all the time. I kept getting sinus infections and like, blah. But you know, people loved it. I made it on two of the 4 critics in Vancouver this year. They put me on their top 10 list of performances, and that was amazing. And that sort of made it was already worth it, but it was like, wow, you know, people appreciated how far I went, and it was scary. So that, I think, for sure, that answers your question. That was it. That was the one.
Oh, wow. We have some comments in the chat window about people crying right now.
Oh.
And you haven't even seen the performance and you're crying. Okay. We're gonna have a support group after we watch this.
Well, that's the thing about art and about being an actor. You really get a chance to touch people and to be moved by that, right? Like being the conduit for people healing, people understanding their own pain by seeing it in other characters.
Yeah, living it vicariously, basically.
The thing, like that play, I remember we had a talk back after one of the shows, and there was a woman in the audience, and she was just bawling, sitting in her chair. And I went up to talk to her, and she said, "Thank you so much." She said, "That was my life. What you just did, I lived, except that my son didn't die." She said he got hit by a car because I was drunk and high, and I wasn't taking care of him properly, and he ran out into the street. And she said he lived, and I got my shit together, but he very easily could have not. And she said, "I'm in recovery, and I have been for a long time," but she said, "I will never forget what that feels like." And you were portraying that pain. And it was like, okay, if I never act again, I get why I do this, you know? Yeah.
Wow, that's, I can't even.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a comment here. We have a new viewer. I've never seen you before. Gothic Phantom Zero, welcome. And they are saying emotions demand to be felt. And Rogue is saying you just defined supernatural for her. Yeah.
I think they ride the line of pain and comedy so beautifully, that show. It's
a really good balance, right?
Yeah. You can be laughing one moment and scared the next and crying the next. It's so well done.
I don't know if you still follow the show at all. last week's episode. I don't know
Yeah.
if you watched it.
I haven't seen a few lately because I've been so busy. Pilot season and auditions, I've been like, I've had no time. I've been learning
Well,
lines and stuff.
that's
but
a good problem to have, actually. I'm
problem.
happy for you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna catch up, I promise.
I said that I will not spoil anything, but
Okay, don't.
last week's episode is a very good example of the balance between the comedy and the tragedy. They blended it beautifully, and that's all I'll say about that.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, with your industry experience, especially because you have experience on stage, on the small screen and the big screen, have you seen any changes over the years in how women are cast and how they're treated? You know, what are your observations in there?
Yeah, that's such a big question, and it really plays into the diversity issues that are completely prevalent right now with the Oscars and here in our community on our stages. There's a lot of light being shone on ethnic diversity and making sure that what is on the screen and what is being nominated and awarded and what is on the stage all are actually representative of the communities that we live in, that are not just one thing. And I'm starting to see a bit of change there, but I think we got a long way to go. Like it's that same thing. Like you gotta write what you want to see, and so and direct what you want to see. And so my next thing is jumping on the female director's bandwagon because I do see that there is a direct correlation between how many males are in charge and are directing and are producing and are writing and what we're seeing on the screen. There has to be, right? So if you want more of a female voice and more age appropriate casting, then we have to write it. We have to do it. And so writing's not my first thing. I have to learn. I need to take a course or something, or just do it, try. But I have been asked to direct a short film, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that this year. And so that's exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, I know, because that will hopefully lead to more and lead to feature films and maybe even television. Who knows, right?
That's fantastic. And it's so great that you're just taking the reins and just making it happen for yourself, because I mean that's important to be aware of. Okay, yes, we know that this is an issue and it exists, and it's great to sit there and be aware of it, but then it's a whole other thing to take it to the next level and say, well, I'm going to do what I can to make a change in my world. And that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. It's like the world of it, of Hollywood and all of that, I have no control over that. But I do have control over making a piece that is representative of how I want to see things. So I'm excited to do that. I think it's going to be end of the summer when we go to camera with that. So.
Wonderful. And you're going to keep that public knowledge, right? Like tweeting and stuff? Or
yeah, I'm getting better and better at that. I got Instagram though. Do you do Instagram? You must. Do you do? Yeah. Do you do?
No, go
ahead. Do you do Instagram?
Oh, I do. I do Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
And there's another one I forgot. I just started doing it a few weeks ago. I'm a social media whore. I'm sorry.
It's working for you. It's all good.
Yeah, but do it. If you even just with Instagram, if you just do one post on Instagram, you can share it on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and something else. I think Flickr or something all at once. So you only have to do one post and it hits all of that. So it saves time, because I understand you're a mom, you're working, you're busy. I'm a mom, I'm working, I'm busy. So that's how I get it done. Oh, and some suggestions here too. Rogue saying Snapchat. I thought thought that was just for like sending pictures of your genitals to somebody, but okay, whatever.
Oh, thank you.
No, I don't know. I just never hear anything nice about Snapchat.
My friend just told me that she received a lovely picture over Tinder recently, and I was like, what? What? And the guy wants you to date him, and he's doing that? What? Ugh.
That's a red flag, like a screaming red flag.
No, thank you. Put that thing away.
Oh, here's some more suggestions. Periscope. Do you Periscope at all?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's a live video that, as soon as it's connected to Twitter. So as soon as you go live on Periscope, it tweets to all your followers that you're live. You can include a subject line so they know what they're about to watch. And then they can interact with you. They can send you messages while you're doing your thing. And
okay.
I've been absent on Periscope for a while, but it's an effective tool. I use it at conventions. It's fun, I just like throw my phone in somebody's face when they come up to my table. Like, hey, you're on Periscope, and they run the other direction. But
cool.
Or Tumblr.
Tumblr, yeah.
Tumblr. Oh, there's also I have another viewer that I've never seen before. Ada Rizal, and she's mentioning that there is the Artemis Film Festival, and it's a female-centric film festival. That much I know. I don't know the details about it, but it might be something worth looking into.
Yep. Artemis. Cool. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Nicole is saying that Snapchat's kind of changing. It's starting to turn into a different version of YouTube with mini vlogs. Is that how you pronounce that? Short movies, etc. Oh, Riley. Okay, Riley is suggesting the Artemis Film Festival. Sorry, Riley, you're using your other account. You threw me completely off.
Okay.
Okay, so now I want to know, what is the best interview question you've ever been asked?
The best interview question.
Because I'm going to steal it and use it for my next interview.
I gotta think. Well, I knew you were going to ask that, and I thought actually, because on Becoming Redwood we did the extras, when they do the extras and interviews and stuff that you can see. What do they call that? B-roll, or there's another word for it. I can't remember right now, but anyways, when you have the DVD, you can click and see all the interviews with everybody.
Oh, okay.
And when we were doing that one, they asked, what was it like to be directed by your husband? And while I was doing it, I was so aware, like, oh my God, this is gonna end up on the DVD. What if I say the wrong thing? And la la la. And so while I was answering it, he snuck up behind my chair and like popped up. And so that's what I was going to answer, was just that it was the best question to be asked that, because I was so aware of how lucky I felt that I was in that chair being asked that in that moment. Like, I felt so proud. But it's not a great question for you, because not very many people get to say that they were interviewed by their
I'll just have to find out they've been directed by their husband.
If I can think of another one, I will, but we might have to move on to another question.
Okay, so the next question is, what is the worst question you've ever been asked, aside from anything I've asked you tonight?
Okay, the worst question, probably trying to think. I'm in mommy brain right now. Just
I live in it.
I get it. I know you know. I think just when people say, like, have you met anyone famous, or like stupid questions like that, where you
like
just
fangirly stuff.
Just things that aren't deep. Like I like questions that lead somewhere important. And so anything silly. Again, I'm totally drawing a blank on a specific, but it might come to me. Okay. So I don't know. We got to move on.
Or it will probably be one of the next questions that I ask you, because the next few questions, well, some of these questions are really, stupid. but fun.
Fun.
Okay, so if you could be a fly on the wall in any setting, what would it be?
Oh, definitely in my kids' daycare. Like
Where?
in my kids' daycare, in my
Oh,
little guy's daycare, that would be amazing. Like to be there when he doesn't know I'm there and be able to watch how he interacts and watch how he talks back, or just, he's got a little girlfriend there, like just to see them doing their thing, I think would be so fun. Because what happens is I go to pick him up and every kid in the daycare, like it's like like the game where like hello, and by the time I've come around the corner, they've all gone, your mom's here, your mom's here, your mom's here. So I never get to like sneak up on him and just observe him before. So definitely I would like to be a fly on the wall in his daycare and be able to watch him.
that's a great answer.
And then the actor answer would be like when I go in for a role that I want badly, which is not that often, to be honest. I mean, you want to work and you need money and you like to, do what you do, but it's very rare when you actually just are like, your guts are churning because you love the writing and you love the director and you love the project so much. And so I think it would be awesome when I go in and do an audition and lay it all down, just kill it, feel great about it, and get to leave, but also get to stay in the room and see what they say about you. That would be cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
It would be amazing. And I think it would be eye-opening because I think a lot of times when you don't get cast, I see this in my friends a lot. What did I do wrong? And it's really hard to let it go if you want it really badly. And I think it would be great to be able to see that it's usually got nothing to do with what you did or didn't do in the room. I'd like to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
To see all the different variations of why people get cast and why they don't. Usually has very little to do with what you did in the room.
That's very interesting because you would think that they would provide the feedback at that moment, right? But they don't.
No. And often it's really hard to even get from your agent. The casting directors have moved on. They're on to the next episode and they don't even remember what you did 2 or 3 days ago, And if they didn't bite, they weren't interested. They don't remember whether they liked it or not. So you're often just going to get this, oh, she did great. It just, they went another way. That's what you hear over and over. You don't get to hear anything.
Oh, wow.
Once in a while you get something different, but unless you're the one, and then you get the call or you get the hold or the shortlist or sent to network or whatever. I just found out I got sent to network for something right now that I can't talk about yet, but it's really exciting.
Well, it's wonderful. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you.
You too. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's cool.
Let's see. The next one. Okay. Now the next 3 are far from deep. But these are questions that I ask every guest.
That's great.
The viewers kind of like these questions too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my stranded on an island question.
Okay.
So you're stranded on an island and you can only have one other person for company and it has to be a supernatural character.
Okay.
Who would it be and why?
Okay. I bet everyone says this, but the first person that pops to mind is Cass, the character of Cass, because he's so funny and like even if it wasn't even the character, if it was the actor, he's so funny and charming and not bad to look at. Like, come on, let's be real. If you're alone on an island, like, you might as well be a hunky guy, right? If that's what you're into, which
True.
I definitely am. But then the other one that was that character of Rowena. She's so amazing. Like, we could like have like a coven, like we could be witches and like
a mega coven.
She would protect me and she'd be, nothing bad would happen if she was around. So those are the 2 that I thought of.
Yeah, Cass has been a popular choice, and Sheriff Jody actually was a very popular choice.
Okay.
I think you're the first one to say Rowena.
Okay. Well, I'll take that then.
So, oh my goodness. Alfini Q wrote, yes, Rowena, however, she'd probably kill you to get off the island.
Or like that story of the turtle and the fox and the turtle. You know
yes!
Like, get on my back. I'll swim you across and then
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, gotta take some risks in life.
That's so funny. Okay, so what are your top 5 songs on your current playlist?
Oh, okay. Well, this one is old, but again, my little guy, like, he's got his favorite songs and he's always asking for it. And so it's Uptown Funk. We play that all the time. Uptown Funk. You know that song?
I don't.
Uptown Funk? Oh, it's so great. It's so great. You have to check it out.
Okay. I'm writing down a lot of stuff tonight, you're telling me.
Yeah, so we play that in the kitchen and have dance parties all the time. And then, oh, you know that song, Take Me to Church?
Yes.
It's almost an oldie at this point. It's last year, but I love it. I hear that song and like the world stops until it's over.
Oh,
I just
wow.
love that song. Adele's new song, Hello, is gorgeous.
Okay.
I think it's gorgeous. There's a band. My husband's really good at getting music off iTunes, and there'll just be a new album playing at least once a week. Like, he's really good at it. He supports. And I know. So he got an album from a guy, Royal Wood. You heard of Royal?
I don't think I know him. No.
Beautiful. It's great music. And there's a song called The Thick of It on there I really like. And then Mumford and Sons we play a lot. Do you know Mumford and Sons? Yeah, we play that a lot. The first song in the one track is called Sigh No More. And it's almost Gregorian chant, kind of. Really beautiful harmonies. And again, when it's on, I just kind of stand in the kitchen and feel it, like, from the inside out. I like music that takes your breath away. So those are my choices.
That's very cool. Eclectic. And you listen to music that's far more current than I do. I feel so old.
What would yours be? What are your favorites?
Oh my God. I listen to the Ramones, to the Clash, to Green Day, to Led Zeppelin, to David Bowie, who broke my heart a couple of weeks ago.
I know.
My oldest son was named after David Bowie.
Oh.
Yeah. But
I just talked to my friend, and he's an actor, and his son is an actor. He's a little guy too. He's my older son's best friend, and they're flying to LA tomorrow. He had a role in a big movie. Again, I don't think I'm allowed to say what it is, but it's okay. But it's, big movie that's coming out probably next year. And they shot it 2 years ago, and now they're doing some reshoots and some additions. And so the little guy's going to do another scene. And the director is David Bowie's son, Duncan Jones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, 2 years ago when he was doing it, he probably told me that, like my friend, or maybe he didn't. But anyways, I had no idea about the connection. So yeah. So that's kind of cool. Just because you mentioned Bowie, I just thought that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That was sad though. Really sad.
It was really sad. And then, the tabloids, I just started noticing tabloid crap coming out yesterday. I'm like, oh, please. But then I saw a nice Time cover with his Heroes album on the front. I'm like, okay, that makes up for the Inquirer that's over there. So
I just watched a movie the other night called Love and Mercy. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Yeah,
I'm writing that one down now.
Love and Mercy. It's about Brian Wilson, about the time
from the Beach Boys.
Yeah, so it's from when he was young and, you know, creating and having to starting to have all his issues, and then later in his life when he met his wife now, and it's really good. Elizabeth Banks is in it, and Paul Dano and John Cusack,
Oh, okay.
who play Brian Wilson. They play him younger and older, and it's a really good movie. If you like music movies, it's really good.
I do. I
Yeah,
do.
I figured just from what you were saying there. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Wow, I'm getting all of these amazing things I have to start looking up. Let's see what's
Do you want to
going
hear
on.
about bed bugs? Do you want to hear about bed bugs?
Yes, please tell me about bed bugs.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So in Vancouver here, where I live, there is a, every year there's this thing called the Crazy Eights Festival. And it's a film festival where you have to make a movie in 8 days. And so all these people, all these teams pitch, and then they make it different rounds, make it until they get it down to 6 scripts and 6 teams. And then they get given in-kind favor from the community and, you know, film stuff. So they only get, I think, I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I think they only get about $8,000 actual dollars. And it could be even less than that, but they get all these services in kind, and make movies that can, you know, be worth like $100,000. And it's pretty amazing, like the opportunity. So anyways, I got cast in one of them 2 years ago, and it was called Bed Bugs, a Musical Love Story. And I saw the breakdown for it, and I knew the director, and I knew the writer, and I knew the producer, all separately. And it said Betty, the exterminator, and has to be a kick-ass singer and dancer. Okay. And so I was like, that's me, because I sing and dance. And I pitched myself, and, you know, long story short, I didn't feel like I needed to audition. I was like, I got this. I know I can do this. And I really pushed hard. And then they cast me. They gave me the part. And so we shot it, and I had to learn a song, learn choreography. We shot it like a music video, my section of it. And we shot the whole thing. Like I said, they did the whole thing in 8 days. I only worked for a day. And it has gone on to be the hit of film fests all over the world. Like, people love it. And it's about a woman who can't say no to anyone. That was the woman that wrote it. Her name's Shauna Johansson. She starred in it. She can't say no to anyone, especially her boyfriend, who treats her really badly. And she ends up getting these bites one day, and she wakes up, and they're bed bugs. They're bites from bed bugs. And so she wakes up in the morning, and all of a sudden there's these puppets around her bed, and they're the bed bugs. And the puppets wine and dine her and sing to her, and because her boyfriend has left her and she's depressed. And I'm the exterminator who has come to exterminate the bed bugs, but they basically have this love affair with her, and then help her realize that she's a pushover and she needs to, like, take control of her life. And so then the boyfriend comes back and wants to be with her, and she says no. It's the first time she's ever said no. It's one of the best things on film I think I've ever seen. She's like, no, 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 no. Right? Like, it's just like, and she finds this freedom, and then we do this big, huge dance number on the street at the end with all the characters coming back. It's so brilliant. I really would love you to see it. It's awesome.
I need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music is amazing. Shauna's husband wrote it. He wrote all the music. So they're a husband and wife team as well. Super inspiring, super cool. One of the coolest things I've worked on in the last couple of years. Yeah.
That's great. I'm so excited.
I'll send you the little link to it. I have it, like, as a personal, I'll send it to you. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
And that's a great segue to my trivia question.
Oh, what's that?
The trivia question. Okay, so everybody that has not won from me in the past 8 weeks is allowed to participate. And the question happens to be about bed bugs. Because in the episode, The Things We Left Behind, Sandy Phelan is sitting behind her desk, and she's grilling Castiel, right? Yeah, right. You're her father. Yeah, sure you are. Right.
Right.
And what do you do? And he says he's an exterminator. Well, he didn't say it. Claire said it because he was kind of saying that he just, saved the world. And so Sandra says, well, I have a bed bug problem. What would you recommend? What did Castiel recommend that Sandra do about her bed bug problem? So the first person to write in correctly exactly what he said will win a $50 gift certificate to my shop. And there we go. I wish I had Jeopardy music playing, but I don't. In the meantime, Rogue would like to know if you enjoyed working on Slither.
Oh, yes. Did she see it? Or he? I'm not sure if Rogue is a guy or a girl, but
her name is Micheline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Micheline see it?
I have not personally seen it, but she did.
She saw it. Okay.
She saw it.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I said Elizabeth Banks and then I thought, oh, wait, we should talk about Slither because it is right up the alley of anyone who likes Supernatural. It's James Gunn. James Gunn wrote and directed it, and he's the guy who just did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Same guy. Amazing. Incredible experience. Nathan Fillion, Elizabeth Banks, Michael Rooker. What's that other guy's name?
Oh, Michael Rooker was in Slither?
Yeah, he was her husband who turns into an alien. And
I love him.
Like, it's beyond fun. It's the most fun death scene I've ever done. Ever. And except for in Fargo, because I worked on Fargo too. And Billy Bob Thornton blew a big hole in my head, basically. So those are my two favorite death scenes, being killed in Slither, which my whole neck explodes and goes crazy. And then in Fargo, being killed by Billy Bob Thornton. Those are cool. I loved it. It was all we did was laugh. All we did was laugh and have a great time on that movie. You should see that movie. It is fun. Like fun.
I think it's on Netflix, so
yeah. You should watch it. It's so funny.
I'm totally gonna watch it.
Yeah, and I play a lesbian cop, and James wrote her as a lesbian, but he never had any lines that say that. It was in the playing, it was in the subtleties. It was fun. It was fun as an actor to find things that told the story, and then one day, two of the other actors were doing a scene that I wasn't in. I was there that night, but they were off doing their piece of it. And James was like, just improvise. And then Haig Sutherland, who was in it, he's sitting there and we had this kind of twang with the way we were talking. And he goes, yeah. And the other character goes, so you and Margaret, you got something going on? My name was Margaret. And he goes, no. Margaret carries a box lunch. It was like the best line. I think that's the exact line. I have to watch the movie to make sure. I'm pretty sure it's Margaret carries a box lunch, or likes a box lunch, something like that. But so funny, and the whole rest of the shoot, James was like, "This is the best line in the movie." It's the best. That story so beautifully, like when one thing can just tell a piece of a story, just done. Just pretty awesome.
With this
I'm so glad you brought that up. That's cool. I'm remembering more and more fun things I've been honored to do.
What about what you mentioned to me earlier during our test? You want to talk about that?
Oh, what was that? Tell me again. Remind me.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, are you talking? Oh, Godspell.
Godspell. I'm sorry. Godspell.
Oh, yeah. Playing Jesus. Yeah. That was
yes. Jennifer was Jesus, y'all.
Yeah. I got to play Jesus. It was amazing, and they're really I don't know, like I'm almost afraid to step on the stage again because I don't know if I can have as good a time as I had. Not that you have to, but you know, you don't want the old wah 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 the next time next time you do a show. So I'm waiting for it to be a really excellent next step. You know?
It should be.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
totally should be.
I'm open. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Oh, we have a winner.
Yeah.
Natalie. And Natalie, yes, you are right. Where'd you go? Sleep tight and don't let them bite. And if you could do the wink, you know. Awesome. So congratulations, Natalie. I have your email. So you know the drill.
Fantastic.
So congratulations to Natalie. And
Yeah.
I will wrap this up with my last question.
Okay.
And this is easy. All you have to do is finish this sentence.
Okay.
All you need is
wine.
Damn, yes.
Sauvignon Blanc. That's my wine. I love it.
Oh, okay. So you like the white wine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Merlot.
Are you more of a Merlot? I
Yeah.
used to be Merlot. When we were living in LA when I was younger, loved Merlot, loved it. But then, I don't know, headaches didn't work for me anymore. But white wine, it's my friend. I love it.
I do miss white.
It's Mommy's Little Helper, right? Let's be honest. It's Mommy's Little Helper, let's be honest. Right? Yeah.
Yes. And sometimes something a little bit stronger. You know, drivers and stuff. But hey. It's tomato juice, Raven. Really, it's not a Bloody Mary.
It's not 10 o'clock in the morning, honey. No.
Really, no. It's 5 o'clock somewhere else. That's one of the best answers. You're up there with Samantha Smith's answer was cheese.
Oh.
And wine and cheese go perfectly together. So
her and I could be friends. That's the truth of it. Wine and cheese. Love it. I love it. This has been so fun. I love it. I remember when you said that it might, like how long it takes, and I was like, what am I going to talk about for that long? But it just goes by so fast. It's great.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So that means you've had a good time?
What's that?
I said, does that mean you had a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time. Look at me, I'm smiling. Yee. Yeah, it was really
we loved having you. I'm so happy that you were able to spend time, and I appreciate it because I know how hard it is, being a working mom and trying to carve out time just for yourself and what you need to do. So
yeah,
very much appreciated.
No, this worked out perfect because my hubby's taken off to do a shoot. He's heading down to LA and Vegas, and so the next few weeks are going to be single mommy time, and we all know that's even harder. So I was like, I want to honor this commitment and do this with you, and this is me time. It's all good. I liked it. Yeah, thank you.
Good, I'm glad. So we are going to have to do this again after you do those projects that you're not yet allowed to talk about, and then you'll be allowed to talk about them.
Yeah, fingers crossed, but something will come. Yeah, that's what
it will.
This business is. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will send you a link to Bedbugs. I want you to see it. I know you'll love it.
Yes, I'm dying to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here, Jody. Thank
you so much for being with us, and you have a wonderful night.
I will. Thank you. Bye.
There you go.
What's that?
All right, good night, Jennifer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.